Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another amazing episode here at English Studio. I am your host, Alex, and I am absolutely beyond excited for today.
And I am Sarah. Hi, everyone. Oh my goodness, Alex, I have been looking forward to this topic all week long. Seriously, this is probably the #1 question we get from our students all over the world.
It really is, Sarah. Today, we are diving into something that can feel a little scary, but is actually so much fun once you know the secret. We are talking about how to start a conversation with anyone in English.
That is right. Whether you're at a party, at work, at a coffee shop, or even just waiting for the bus, starting a conversation is the key to making new friends and practicing your English. And guess what? It is way easier than you think.
Exactly. By the end of this video, you're going to feel like a total pro. You'll have the confidence to walk up to anyone and start a natural, flowing conversation without feeling nervous or stuck for words.
But before we dive into our first scenario, we have a tiny favor to ask our incredible community. If you want to keep improving your English with us every single week, please hit that subscribe button right now.
Yes, and don't forget to give this video a big like and share it with your friends who are also learning English. Your support means everything to us, and it helps us keep making these lessons for you.
Okay, Alex, I'm ready. Let's get into the main lesson. Where are we starting?
Scenario number 1. This is the most common one, starting a conversation in a casual setting, like a party or a social gathering. Sarah, imagine we're at a friend's birthday party. I don't know you. How do I start?
Well, a great way is to use the shared connection method. Since we're both at the same party, we must know the host.
Oh, that is perfect. So I could walk up and say, "Hi, I'm Alex. Are you a friend of the birthday girl?"
Exactly. And I would respond with something like, "Hi, Alex. I'm Sarah. Yes, I've known her since high school. How about you?"
See, it's that simple. You ask a question about the situation you're both in. You can also comment on the food or the music, like, "Wow, this music is great, isn't it?"
I love that. Using "isn't it?" or "don't you think?" at the end of a sentence is like an invitation for the other person to speak. It makes it so easy for them to answer.
Let's try another one for this scenario. What if we're at a coffee shop and someone is reading a book that looks interesting?
Oh, I do this all the time. You can just say, "Excuse me, I couldn't help but notice your book. Is it any good? I've been looking for something new to read."
That is so natural. It's polite, it's complimentary, and it gives the other person the chance to talk about something they clearly enjoy.
Exactly. And remember, everyone, the goal isn't to be perfect. The goal is just to be friendly.
Absolutely. Now, let's move on to scenario number 2, starting a conversation at work or in a professional environment. This can feel a bit more formal, right, Sarah?
It can, but it doesn't have to be stiff. If you're at a new job or a conference, you can always start with a work-related observation.
Like, "Hi there, I'm Alex from the marketing department. Is this your first time at this conference?"
Perfect. Or if you're in the office kitchen, you could say, "Hi, I'm Sarah. I just started here last week. How long have you been with the company?"
I love that one because it shows you're new, and people usually love to give advice or share their experience with someone who's new. It makes them feel helpful.
It really does. And here's a pro tip for work. Always remember to smile. Even if you're nervous, a smile makes you look approachable and confident.
That is a great point, Sarah. A smile is a universal language. Okay, let's talk about scenario number 3, the environment comment. This is for when you're in a public place, like a park, a museum, or even just standing in a long line.
Oh, the long line is a classic. Everyone loves to complain a little bit when they're waiting, right?
Ha, yes. You could say, "Boy, this line is moving slowly today, isn't it?"
And the other person will almost always agree and say, "Tell me about it. I've been here for 20 minutes." And boom, you're having a conversation.
What about a museum, Sarah? How would you start a conversation there?
I would pick a specific painting or exhibit and say something like, "That's an incredible piece of art, don't you think? I wonder what the artist was thinking when they created it."
That is so thoughtful. It invites a deeper conversation than just, "Hi, how are you?"
Precisely. You're asking for their opinion, and people generally love to share their opinions.
Okay, we are on a roll. Scenario number 4, asking for help or information. This is a fantastic icebreaker because it gives you a clear reason to talk to someone.
This is actually my favorite way to start a conversation when I'm traveling. You could ask for a recommendation.
Give me an example.
Okay, imagine I'm in a new city and I see someone who looks like a local. I might say, "Excuse me, I'm sorry to bother you, but do you know a good place to get coffee around here? I'm a bit lost."
That is brilliant. You're being polite, you're explaining your situation, and you're asking for their expertise. Most people are more than happy to help a traveler.
And once they give you the recommendation, you can keep the conversation going by saying, "Thank you so much. I'm just visiting for the weekend. Do you live in this area?"
See, one question leads to another. It's like a chain.
It really is. Now, Alex, let's talk about scenario number 5, the sincere compliment. This one works everywhere.
Oh, I use this one all the time. If I see someone wearing a cool t-shirt or a nice pair of shoes, I just tell them.
Yes, it feels so good to get a compliment. You could say, "Hey, I love your shoes. Where did you get them?"
Or, such a cool bag. It looks very practical for traveling.
The key here is to be genuine. Don't just say something to say it. Find something you actually like. People can tell when you're being sincere, and it makes them feel good.
And when people feel good, they want to talk to you. It's a win-win situation.
Exactly. Now, Alex, we've talked about how to start the conversation, but what about scenario number 6, keeping the conversation going? This is where a lot of people get stuck.
That is so true. The awkward silence is what everyone is afraid of.
So the secret to keeping it going is to ask open-ended questions. These are questions that can't be answered with just a simple yes or no.
Instead of asking, "Do you like this city?" which they can just say yes to, what should I ask?
You should ask, "What is your favorite thing about living in this city?"
Because then they have to give a longer answer. They might say, "Oh, I love the parks and the food scene here."
And then you can follow up on that. You can say, "Oh, really? I love food too. What's the best restaurant you've been to lately?"
It's like a game of catch. I throw the ball to you with a question, you catch it, add something to it, and throw it back to me.
That is the perfect metaphor, Alex. A conversation is a game of catch. If you just hold on to the ball, the game stops. You have to keep throwing it back.
I love that. Okay, let's wrap up our scenarios with number 7, ending the conversation gracefully, because sometimes you have to leave and you don't want it to be awkward.
This is so important. You want to leave a good impression. A simple way to end is to say, "It was so nice talking to you, but I should probably go find my friends now."
Or if you're at a networking event, you could say, "I've really enjoyed hearing about your project. Do you have a business card? I'd love to stay in touch."
Yes, or even just, "Well, it's been great meeting you. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day."
Simple, polite, and it leaves the door open for future conversations.
Exactly. So let's recap what we've learned today. We've looked at 7 different ways to start and manage a conversation in English.
We talked about using your environment, asking for recommendations, giving sincere compliments, using open-ended questions to keep the flow going, and how to say goodbye politely.
And remember, the most important thing is to be brave. It is okay if you make a mistake with your grammar, truly. People generally care more about your friendliness and your effort to communicate than they do about your perfect use of the present perfect tense.
That is so true. I've met so many people who were worried about their English, but they were so kind and engaging that it didn't matter at all.
So don't let fear hold you back. The next time you're out, try one of these techniques, just one. See what happens.
We promise you, you will be amazed at how many interesting people you will meet.
Okay, Alex, it's time for our practice and summary section. Let's put some of these phrases into a full conversation so our listeners can hear how it sounds all together.
Great idea. Let's pretend we're at a local community event, maybe a neighborhood park cleanup. I'll start.
I'm ready.
Hi there. Wow, what a great turnout today, don't you think? I'm Alex, by the way.
Hi, Alex. I'm Sarah. Yes, it's amazing to see so many people helping out. I didn't expect this many people to show up so early on a Saturday.
Right? It's really inspiring. Have you lived in this neighborhood for a long time?
Only about 2 years. I moved here for work. How about you? Are you a local?
I've been here for 5 years now. I absolutely love this area. What's your favorite thing about living here so far?
Oh, definitely the Sunday market farmers market. I go almost every weekend. Do you like it there?
I love that market. The fresh bread is incredible. Anyway, I should probably get back to my group over by the trees, but it was so nice meeting you, Sarah.
It was great meeting you too, Alex. See you around.
See how natural that was? We used the environment, we introduced ourselves, we asked an open-ended question, we shared something personal, and we ended gracefully.
It felt so easy. And notice how we didn't use any complex words. We just used simple, clear English.
That is the secret, everyone. You don't need a huge vocabulary to be a great conversationalist. You just need a few good tools and the willingness to try.
We are so proud of you for taking the time to learn this today, truly. Communication is what brings us all together, and learning a new language is a superpower.
It really is. Now, before we go, we have our question of the day for you.
We want to know, what is your favorite way to start a conversation? Do you like giving compliments, or do you prefer asking for advice?
Tell us in the comments below. We read every single comment, and we love hearing your stories and your tips.
And if you have a specific situation where you find it hard to start a conversation, let us know that too. We might make a whole video just for you.
Thank you all so much for joining us today at English Studio. Remember to keep practicing, keep smiling, and most importantly, keep talking.
You are doing an amazing job. We can't wait to see you in the next video.
Happy chatting, everyone. Goodbye for now.
Bye-bye. See you next time.